So for my senior project, I did butchery and that kind of thing. I worked at the meat department at On the Vine. It is like 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna be kind of quiet because everyone else in my house is asleep. I have music playing over there because I hate the quiet so much. It's the devil. So I don't think they can hear that because they did a test audio thing and I couldn't hear it, but whatever. I'm going to be cutting steak tips, which the way we do it is we take flap beef, which is the on the stomach of the belly of the cow, which is like right in front of the udders, like that kind of area, like near flank steak, which is what you would use for like fajitas. I dropped it. That's what this is. This was $150. So if I don't get an A on this, I'll cry. It's 7.5 pounds. Like, you're not gonna get 7 pounds of meat out of this because there's a lot of, not blood, but there's a lot of juices in here. And there's a lot of fat that I'm gonna trim off. It's gonna make a mess. I cleared everything off this counter because I'm terrified of what my dad would do to me if I got something dirty. So, knife. Ooh. Gonna open it over the sink so that all the juices goes down the drain and not where I have to clean it up everywhere. Because this makes a huge mess. Also, I'm doing this in one take. If I mess something up, it's staying in because I'm not buying more of this. Or if somebody walks in here, it's staying in, so. That was part of it. So this is a couple flaps. Shit. This is one. I am making a mess. Paper towels. If you ever do this, don't. First of all, let someone else do it. This is so much effort. I did not pay less for the flap. It was charged as just tips. So yeah, this is a lot of money that I'm spending for no reason, really. So you're gonna look around at it. I should have said, like, there's gonna be blood and meat. Like this is fat. You don't want this in here. Some fat will cook in to meat. It doesn't really do that too well with steak tips because it doesn't. And it just makes it really chewy and really not great. So you want to cut that out. And then this is more just kind of gristle. Well, you can't see it too well. Just gristle. So let's cut this off where you do a little incision. You want to cut off as little meat as possible because that's where you get, the meat. So yeah. I'm also used to working with a lot sharper knives than this, so this might take me a little bit. Just gristle. You would use this. You try to avoid throwing as much away as possible. You want to use this for ground beef. This you could make good 85%, which is good for burgers. Yeah, so whenever you're doing this, I don't have a grinder, so I can't save it, but when you're working somewhere, you want to keep this and use it for stuff. but whenever you get, this is really inconvenient because it's a really clean piece. I was kind of hoping there'd be more on here, but there's just this fat. You want to clean this up. You don't want this on there. Yeah, this you can't grind. You can't just grind fat. It needs to be mostly meat when you're grinding something. So let's see, I'm gonna stretch it out. So this is really thin because at the end, you know, it makes a triangle kind of, and at the edges, it's a lot thinner. So this is a really thin piece of steak. Boom. Steak tip. Very thin steak tip. Usually we wouldn't sell these. I'm gonna keep them. Me and Gabe are gonna cook all this stuff. You would never sell this to somebody. This is way too thin to make a steak tip out of. But this works. I'm gonna get a paper towel for where I'm keeping stuff. Sweet as can be. This is gonna be the majority of my presentation. It's this video. Like, there's a lot of fat inside the stuff, so it's kind of hard to get good stuff. So yeah, you just want to cut decent sized pieces. And if you have to cut something off because it's just too much fat, that is okay. Like this is too much fat. You don't want this. But then you cut that off, it makes it a bit smaller. This is a good steak tip. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna show, this is silver skin. That's what this is. This is a little strip of silver skin. There's not a lot of silver skin on flap beef usually. There's just not as much of it. It's all over fillets. Whenever you're trimming fillets, you're cutting off a ton of silver skin, which is kind of worse gristle. It's thicker, you can't chew it, it's bad. Can't use it for grinds. So this is just trash. Boom, silver skin. Be careful with knives. I am not. Yeah. You want to, I should have said this. You want steak tips to be about the size of your hand. Which, everyone has different sized hands. But, like, or the size of your palm. So that fits right in my palm. Good. This is a good steak tip. It's going to cook well. It's not overly, this is good fat. That in there, that's good fat. You want that. That adds flavor. Shit on the surface doesn't. Comes around. Oh, you know what? I can toss these because I don't have a grinder. Oh, thanks. I'm gonna take that trash out afterwards because it's full of meat and it's gonna smell really bad. I recommend anytime you do work with raw meat, cook it, clean it. Clean after yourself. Don't be a slob. Because it is genuinely, you can get really sick. Not as much with beef, it's not as much of a worry. Certainly with chicken, certainly with pork. Not really with pork anymore. Pork is a lot better now about, it's a lot cleaner than it used to be, which is good. So it's not as big of a deal if you get a pork chop, it's a little pink in the middle. But if you get a chicken breast, it's a little pink in the middle. Don't eat that. Cutting off another slip of silver skin. It's going in the trash. Then kind of stuck with this big rectangle. This is great. This is really easy to cut now. And then you just get your rectangle, cut it in half. Boom. I've got 2 rectangles now. Would you look at that? Rectangle 1, rectangle 2. And then again. You want to cut them so they're about the size of your palm. Boom. Steak tip cut. Obviously, I would do this a lot faster when I'm at work than what I'm doing now. I'm taking a lot of time to stop, kind of explain myself. This one is big. This one's too big to be a piece on its own. But you can cut it in half. You can see. So it's got this, it's not just a square, you know. So cut a little bit of a triangle out of it. And this, it's on the smaller side, still usable. Very, very usable. This is still great. Then this is bigger side. Probably could have taken more off of this one. But this is still a great. I washed my hands before doing this. I don't have gloves on. Wash your hands. So many people I see, like at school, don't wash their hands before they go to the bathroom, or after they go to the bathroom. I see walking out of the bathroom not washing their hands, and it's really gross. It's really yucky. So I'm going to continue doing this. I will probably have Miss Davis skip around. Like this is all over. This is a mess. That first one was real clean. This is a mess. There's a lot of stuff going on here. This is more what I was expecting. Whenever you get, it's a little hard to show. This line right here, you don't want that, but you don't want to just cut this out. What you can do is you can angle your knife to make a slight V, and then cut both ends, and then pull it out. Ta-da! Now you're still left so much more meat than if you would have just hacked it out. But if you angle it, cut little V's out, it works a lot better. I'm trying my best to keep these all good sizes. This is silver skin again on this right here. So we're gonna cut that off, or you stick the knife under. Oops. Cut a little too deep, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Just slice it off. Yeah, you want to cut off as little meat as possible. Boom. And then this one's a little big. It's okay though, because it's really thin. So it'd be way too little to cut in half. Yeah, so this one on the underside is real ugly. This is covered in little bits of fat that we do not want. Don't want these. Sometimes it's literally enough where you just pinch and pull up on any fat. You see this fat here? Pinch it, pull it up, stick the knife under it, and you just kind of saw it away. Yeah, this is an ugly piece of meat. Boom. I'm probably just gonna skip over this part on the video. More silver skin. I'm gonna cut that out. I kept this a little small. This is a good piece to throw in the grinder. I'll keep it. We'll use it for something. Yeah, Another good steak tip. Another good steak tip. Anywhere else. I can hear my dad walking around upstairs. So if he makes a random guest appearance, that's who that is. This has too much fat in it. This will be grind. This is a steak tip dough. I'm gonna throw all these little scraps out. And again, I'm left with a good square of beef. Oh, missed some silver skin. Beautiful. There we go. That was all good. Just kind of square it up. Just cut it in the middle here. Again, a little small. Still perfectly good steak tip. Grabbed a Tupperware to put steak tips in. That would have been smart. I didn't think of that. Just more space for me to set steak tips down. Boom. Thumbs done. This is the last one. This is the last one. Just poured out the rest of the bag of juices into the sink. Make sure you don't get fat in your sinks. Your parents will kill you because it'll clog the pipes and be a whole lot of money. So don't do that. It's bad. Yep. This is a kind of crappy piece. Really thin. Again, I wouldn't sell this to somebody. A little too thin. Still good to throw in a grinder. Good to, still perfectly good to eat, just with other steak tips. So when you're cooking them, that's a thing. These two are both gonna cook very differently and at different rates. This, you're gonna put it on and then you're gonna flip it over immediately. Like, it is not gonna be sitting there long. Try to keep them as uniform as possible, just so cooking them is easier. But there's only so much you can do whenever the beef is rapidly changing how thin it is or how thick it is. I realize the mountain of steak tips is kind of blocking the view, but I can't do too much about that. So this is a really big piece of fat here. And you can see it on the other side. This goes all the way through. So what you're gonna do is you're not gonna use the V thing. You're just gonna cut it out. You're just gonna cut. Boom. Boom. This piece is all fat. You grate it on a grater. Can't eat this. But that worked out pretty well. Because the steak that they got off of that, good size. Boom. I used the V to get that out. You don't want to go too crazy, you know, you don't want to just be sitting here for an hour. Because we sell a lot of these. So you don't want to be sitting here all day cutting these. Boom. 2 great pieces right there. I'm gonna flip it over, get all the bad fat I see off of here. This is sold at $20 a pound, which is a lot. That is a lot of meat. Now, and it's a lot of money for only so much meat. There's this. This is ugly. You don't want this on there. A little bit bigger. Still wonderful to eat. General recommendations for whenever you're eating meat. You want half a pound of protein whenever you're eating. So like when somebody's like, oh, how much should I get? I have 7 people. 7 people is a bad number. If I have, how much steak tip should I get? I'm feeding 3 people. Usually half a pound per person. Because A, that's a good amount of food. Usually half a pound to 3/4 of a pound, depends on how much you eat. Dog has a lake. Because A, if you're ordering a pound for yourself, that's a lot of food. And B, it's a lot of money. So yeah, try to stay at around half a pound of meat, not half a pound of food. If you're just eating steak tips, sure, eat a pound. It's gonna cost you more, but I've done it. My coffee black and my bread. More fat. Just clean it as you go, you know. Gonna make a little V cut there. Perfect. And then big steak tip. Boom. Boom. So, leave on the phone. Very messy. Sometimes at the end of the day, the sinks are, there's like an inch thick of just bloody water at the like that with all the sinks, because everything we use and everything we clean all gets very bloody doing this. So I'm going to wipe all the blood down, and then I'm also going to like spray it. But I'm not gonna record that. Coffee camera. You want to get it before it dries, because when it dries, it becomes kind of sticky and a lot of other problem. I'm a little sick. Talking this much has been hard. Hurts my throat. I need to stop cleaning. I was supposed to show you something. So after all that, this was 26 minutes. You will not be seeing all of this video. I don't know how to turn around my camera. So this is the meat that I cut. $150. That's a lot of money. That's what I do for a job. I cut that. I cut pork chops. I cut chicken. Give me an A.